Trepang² is... Trepang²? Trepang² is a first-person shooter experience released June 21st, 2023 by Treyarch Studios, creators of Call of Duty. This ought to be good. Hell, released by Trepang Studios, the creators of Trepang². Hell yeah, baby, this game is fucking sick. One of my favorite things about first-person shooters from the Xbox 360 era, despite, I think, being one of the major catalysts in the paradigm shift of AAA gaming to focus on multiplayer, was all the single-player campaigns. And one of my favorites happened to be a game called Fear for the Xbox 360. Wait, did he say fear? Oh my god, he said fear. Oh wait, he's talking about fear. This game is like fear. Oh my god, this game is like fear. It's kinda like fear. Weight limit over 1,000.
Welcome to Site 97.
The game can be pretty creepy. It sneaks up on you. One minute you're running around shooting a bunch of guys, and the next minute, whoa, where am I? The fuck is going on? I'm generally not very sensitive to horror type stuff, but there were a few moments in this game that left me feeling pretty unsettled. It's very impressive the way this game balances the two things, and I was not expecting it going in. Because right when you start to think something's about to sneak up on you, you see two fucking idiots standing there, and then you know it's time to rip and tear again. Hell yeah, brother. One minute you're sneaking around, stalking the enemy. The next minute you're going invisible. And then, boom, 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 you're dead. Boom, boom, da. That's a brain. Fuck you. Fuck you! 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 For real though, this game is sweet. As soon as I opened it and looked at the cheats menu, I was like, NPCs respawn as jiggly boys. That just made me so excited. The game even has a big head mode. Oh god! Oh god, that is a big head. Yeah, that's what I just fucking said. Starts off like most first-person shooters. You don't have a weapon, you're trying to break free or escape from something. Most people will find the story leaves a little bit to be desired, and the real substance of this game to be in the actual gameplay itself. And they wouldn't necessarily be wrong. The combat itself is centered around two core mechanics. Focus, the ability to slow time, and Cloak, the ability to go invisible. These refill by dealing damage and killing enemies, as well as slowly over time, respectively. Using these, as well as sprinting and a quick slide that can knock enemies into the air, the game encourages the player to dance in and out of combat as they move quickly and eliminate enemies as efficiently as possible. And that's all well and good, but I think there's a lot of other details in this game that help make it as good as it is. And first off is the effects. My god, I can totally understand if it's not your thing, but I just think this game looks so cool. The overall contrast in this game is very heavy, and the lighting itself seems like it's turned up to an extreme. While that may be pretty distracting and probably annoying to a lot of people, it reminds me of those old cabinet shooters where you have a gun and you're aiming it at the screen. I used to love playing those, but it always felt like once you got to a certain point, you would just die because you couldn't see what was going on, not because you misplayed. And that's bullshit, definitely, but I think sometimes a little extra bullshit or added difficulty is worth it for a game that's so visually appealing. There are plenty of valid criticisms of Trepang, the campaign being too short, the side missions becoming too repetitive, and following the same horde mode structure each time, the level design being a little boring. One I fervently agree with. Some of the enemies are complete bullet sponges. Which, I guess, at the end of the day, any enemy in any video game that isn't a regular grunt, like an elite enemy or a boss, is technically a bullet sponge, right? But the major difference there being that there are attack patterns that you have to learn and dodge, whereas the bullet sponges in this game are pretty much just walking tanks with aimbot. But as a counter argument to that, the player has a number of tools that the game fails to teach. For example, you can stick a grenade to an enemy as you throw them, and it doesn't actually cost you a grenade, so you can just do it for free, which is kind of huge in this game. Another pretty major criticism I've seen for Trepang is that it is not, in fact, fear for the Xbox 360. And you know, I gotta admit, it's not fear for the Xbox 360, it's not. And instead of valuing the creative potential that they do have, and hoping they learn from what they could have done better this time and applying it to what they do next time, I hope that we as an industry can continue to hold new developers to arbitrary standards and ignore their achievements so that we can avoid embracing new ideas and giving new things a chance. Nah, seriously though, one thing I did want to say about this game was that the higher difficulty levels don't feel very well balanced or fine-tuned. As I was playing it on its hardest difficulty, I found myself complaining a lot that the enemies felt like they just had aimbot and like instant reaction times. And then I kind of looked at the difficulty again and I was like, oh yeah, that's probably my fault. So I turned it down a couple clicks and it was good. I recommend playing this game somewhere between like hard and very hard. Any of these difficulty ranges is probably good. I found very hard to be perfect. You want a little bit of a challenge because this game is really at its best when you're sprinting around, maybe looking for a health pack, reloading your weapon, going invisible, and then, you know, planning a slow motion takedown on 3 or 4 enemies. It has a way of keeping the player engaged at almost every second. And a lot of the criticism I've seen is centered around combat encounters not being set up as interestingly as they could have, and I think it's all about how you tackle them. Sure, they could have been designed as magnificently as the arenas in Doom Eternal, but I don't think that should diminish in any way the value that this game does have to offer in its own way. And this game just makes you feel like a fucking badass, baby. Hell yeah.
you're on the team.
Hell yeah, brother. That's right. I like to fuck. Fuck you. Yeah. Fuck you. Yeah. Fuck you. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck you. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck you! Yeah! Fuck you! Fuck you! Yeah! Fuck you! Oh, I got an achievement for that.
Reloading, motherfucker.
Well, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a comment. Please also make sure to subscribe. It would help a lot. I do also...